our team or them tonight or me or anything. This was about showing Oakland University basketball to the world, to the United States of America. Showing our student section was unbelievable. The fans were unbelievable. They wouldn't let us lose. We've won so many games in this building over the last few years because of the atmosphere that's been created here. Now, our players have created it, but the fans have embraced it, and we got to show the country tonight what that was about. And I don't think we could have lost this game. They wouldn't have let us lose this game. Now, obviously, the players played great. We played first 16 minutes of the game were probably the best 16 minutes of defense a team I've ever coached played. Got a little tired in the second half, so did they. And then a lot of really good players were making plays out there. They got some guys that can shoot the ball and make plays, and we got guys. And no play was bigger than Valentine's offensive rebound with about 2.5 minutes to go in the game. Let us run the clock down again, then he got fouled and made 2 free throws. So there were a lot of big plays made by the guys sitting here, and that's why we won the game.
All right, once again, we ask that when you ask your questions, please identify yourself and the media outlet. First question right here.
Matt Pocket, WXOU. Reggie, Drew, how does this compare to last year's win?
It's another great feeling. Last year we had 2 pro prospects, Keith Benson and Will Hudson, and Larry Wright. He's also playing pro now. And like this year, I don't think anybody expected this from Oakland University. And I think for the guys in that locker room with us to come out and play the way we did and put on a good show for Oakland University, I'm excited. I'm more excited than I was last year.
Reminder, we're taking questions for the players right now.
Neil Rule with Oakland Radio. Drew, the talk today coming into the game was your matchup against Maimon. Obviously, Maimon had the big game out in Maui against Memphis, but you were able to get in there and effectively shut them down. Just talk about that. You always seem to draw the other team's best player defensively.
He's a good player. I really just tried to work off the ball. I think that's one of my strongest attributes as a defender is off the ball defense. I just tried to make him work. If he was going to catch the ball, I wanted to push him out. I wanted to try to keep him off the glass. And, my teammates were able to back me up. They sent him in a whole bunch of ball screen situations, and my teammates were able to have my back. And, he wasn't able to make some free throws, but, I'm just thankful that, my teammates had my back and we were able to, keep him contained because in Maui he had those big games. So.
Dan Federer for Rochester Patch. Reggie, Tennessee cut it to 2 points when you were sitting on the bench with about 10 minutes left in the game, and then you came out and hit a 3 and then went coast to coast for a basket. Did you feel like you needed to come back and provide that spark that you had again and just sort of take over?
I believe my teammates put me in a position to make those plays, so I was just going with the flow. It wasn't nothing in my mind like, you got to go out there and do this and do that. It just came within the game, and the shots fell for me.
Drew, could you just talk about the crucial role that rebounding played for you guys tonight, especially on the offensive end?
Coach is always preaching, crash the glass. And, while I'm playing, that's what I'm thinking about, It's just every time, being that Will Hudson type player that's just crashing the boards every single time. And, we were able to, I think we won the rebound by 4, right? We were able to win the rebounds by 4. And, that's a staple of our program, defense and rebounding. And, it's just so important, and I just think about that every single time.
Any further questions for the players? Tom, and then we'll come over here.
Tom Markowski, Detroit News. For either player, coming into the season, obviously you had a different makeup. Does this kind of tell you a little bit about where you're at? You're playing Tennessee, you're playing a Southeastern Conference team. Does this get to know yourselves a little bit better and what you can do?
Coming into the season, not once did we doubt ourselves. We knew we were going to be a little bit different with losing what we had down inside, but we knew we were going to be a good basketball team, and I think we got the chance to show that tonight. Now, the thing is, if we can just stay consistent and play this type of basketball every game, but we know what we're capable of, and I think we showed that tonight.
Final question for the players right here.
Brian Everson, WXCU. Guys, you guys are 2 of the emotional leaders of the team, 2 of the more emotional guys. What was the emotional temperament coming in? You guys came out with a lot of energy, and you maintained that through the course of the game. What was it like to temper the emotions but keep the emotional level high, keep the level of play high throughout the game?
Like Coach said, that environment that we had tonight was just amazing. Our family, our Grizzly family, wouldn't let us down, so we just kept feeding off them, and I credit this win to them more importantly because they didn't let us lose the game.
Reggie, Drew, thank you very much.
Coach Mike Griffith from the Knoxville News Sentinel. Can you compare Tennessee to the two SEC teams that you faced so far as how did they compare to Alabama and Arkansas?
I think favorable. You know, one of the things is we played them here and not there, and we've played a few games now. Those were our first 2 games of the year, and as you have heard, the makeup of our team has changed, and I've had to learn how to sub, who to play when, and that. So, you know, it's a work in progress. So the comparisons are also a work in progress. I think that Jermichael Green's the best player. You know, Arkansas's best player blew his knee, so he's out, and I think that's going to really affect them. But I think athletically, they're as athletic as Alabama and Arkansas. I think that they shoot probably the ball better than either one of those 2 teams shoot it. I don't know if they're as good defensively as Alabama. I think Alabama might be one of the best defensive teams in the country, although they play at a slow pace. So the difference, I think, between those 3 teams is Jermichael Green. You know, I don't see one of those guys on Tennessee's team, but Golden's really improved, and I think Tennessee's going to be a tough out at home because of the way they shoot the ball, and I think Consol's doing a really nice job with it.
Dave Hogue, Associated Press. Greg, what does it say about where your program has come that you can knock off an SEC team for the 2nd year in a row, and at this point it's not a huge surprise when you win a game like this?
Well, and we've talked about that. You know, I think a lot of the people that paid $25 to see this game today expected us to win. I really do. I think that the fans expected us to win. I know we expected to win. So, you know, we don't think we should ever lose in our building. And, you know, if you think about where we were 10 years ago, obviously that's a big difference. But, you know, again, I think it's the progression of the program. And we're to the point now where we believe that we can play with anybody. And if we're lucky enough to get them here, we believe we can beat anybody. So, yeah, it's come a long way. I'm very proud because, you know, a lot of the pundits thought, well, we were just a one-trick pony with Keith Benson, you know, and we won a lot of games before Keith was here, and we're going to win a lot of games after he left. Now, I'm glad as hell he was here. And you saw that at halftime, how happy we were he was here tonight. But, you know, this is about the program, and this program, as our saying is, it's built to last. And we really like that saying. So that's what we talk all the time about. This program is built to last.
Dan?
Coach Dan Stickrad, NorthOaklandSports.com. A dozen years ago, you opened up the arena. You played Michigan State here. They beat you pretty handily. They were a top 5 team. Just kind of reflect on how far this program really has come since you guys went to Division I in the late 90s.
Well, we played with them in the first half. That was our first year in Division I. I walked out at halftime. I think I wet my pants. I couldn't believe we were, oh my God, we got right here with the Spartans, and then they just beat the living crap out of us in the second half, you know. So, yeah, it's been a big transition from that day till now. But, you know, we lost the state by 1 last year on a neutral floor, and, you know, we like where the program's at. Honestly, it's players. We got players. I mean, we played 9 guys today. Ryan Bass didn't get to play much yet. He made the play of the game. We needed one more stop, and he caught the ball and threw it off a kid out of bounds, and we got the ball back. And that was, to me, that and Valentine's offensive rebound put the game away. So that's our 9th guy. So we just got a lot of good players.
Neil Rule with Oakland Radio. Coach, we talked about it a little bit yesterday after practice, but talk about the suit. The suit's looking sharp. I mean, let's be honest about it.
The guy made it to match our uniform. When did it match? It looked pretty good out there. I thought I could get